Mark.
He likes sitting there.
Mark, why are you here?
I was asked to be here.
For,
I know, it's coming up.
why don't we skip to that so we can get Mark out of here since we're paying him?
$95 an hour.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
you don't care sitting here.
Which one is that? Is that 15?
That's
I'd
15.
rather go.
Anybody have a problem with moving 15 up to 2.5? Yeah, I don't know what it is.
That's
either.
Jean.
Jane just said she wanted to be on the agenda.
Okay.
Well, we had discussed in our executive session, I know Scott, you weren't there, but that moving forward with issues that we have with Wyndham Creek, I'd like to make a motion that the township authorize the township engineer to prepare a feasibility study for a community sewage treatment facility. That's what the feasibility study would have.
Who's gonna pay more?
Township.
Well, why's the township gotta pay and the Holstetter don't pay?
Well, Jean, you were at the meeting as we discussed.
Yeah, I was at the meeting, and you said I couldn't hear. All right?
I wasn't at the meeting. So
According to the solicitor, Jean, it's the next step that needs to be taken to somehow find an end to the situation.
When we get to January, right?
December.
Did you make the motion?
I did.
I'll
I
second.
did. Oh, yes, I'd like to make a motion that the township authorize the township engineer to prepare a feasibility study for a community sewage treatment facility in Wyndham Creek,
For Wyndham Creek.
for Wyndham Creek. Thank you, for Wyndham Creek.
I've seconded. Any discussion?
I would like to, if possible, table it to our next meeting, because I'd like to just discuss it with someone's going to be
Well, that just, it delays things.
It does.
so.
You were at the meeting. All right, aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 3.
No.
No? All right. Jean says no. All
I
right.
mean, it has been an ongoing issue. I just had a short statement to read.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, I just had a question real quick before you read that.
Yep.
Okay.
Mark, you were at the meeting also, or?
Do the executive session now.
Okay.
There was discussions between myself and Gene Twardowski as to what's needed to go that next step. There's already been alternatives evaluated on an informal basis in discussions with Oxford Air Sewer Authority as to how we can accommodate certain things and how we can accommodate certain things. So there's been some preliminary thoughts already put sort of in the works or discussed, but the next step would be to get some numbers that are realistic as to what it would take to be able to take that next step, whatever that may be from a legal perspective. But there's some ballpark numbers, and I'm not sure how close they really are without doing a little more research into how we sewer this.
And how much research?
What do you think we're
I just want to make sure I'm making the right decision here. I'm not asking you a
I'm
question.
I'm just kind of in my head. You're probably looking at a few $1,000s at most. I don't, you know, it's not a very complex thing. I already know kind of, in my head, I've formulated how I think the best and easiest way to provide sewer is. So I've already kind of thought that through.
I just want to make sure I'm making the right decision.
So,
That's why.
I'm not looking at designing, we're looking at schematic, a system, putting together some rough numbers based on some other systems that I'm aware of, and coming up with, here's a number that Gene can take and use for whatever purpose he's going after. So if I had to guess, let's say $2,500 as a ballpark range for that.
I'm okay with my decision.
Yeah, no.
What's the purpose of it?
I think I'll answer your question, sir. So, obviously, we can't discuss it, but I am gonna say this because it is taxpayer money we're dealing with. The residents of Wyndham Creek, all of us, have 3 attorneys and 3 firms representing us. That is no big secret. And they're pursuing this. So, I honestly think, and it's coming, I mean, just FYI, I think to spend money, no offense, right now, I think it's just gonna be a waste. They're looking at this from so many other aspects, and they've taken on every single resident in our community. So, without going into their whole legal issues and everything else, I mean, there's a complaint that's gonna be filed, so there's no doubt about that. You don't come from Philadelphia and sit in people's homes for hours on end and send out letters and everything else. So, I mean, just no offense, doing all this now, having a feasibility study done by the township's engineer, it's a little too late, and it's a, what's it, a day late, dollar short? I mean, they're looking at this from huge perspectives on punitive damages, triple damages, things like that. You're talking $8.8 million of real estate that they are gonna basically say is worthless, so.
And I have a statement for that. I know it's been an ongoing issue within the township for an incredibly long time, and we have reached maybe the next phase of litigation. As we continue to resolve this issue and bring it to a close, I'd like to strongly advise that your group seek out proper legal counsel to represent your HOA at Wyndham Creek.
We don't have an
As we
HOA.
move forward. You do. From what I see in my notes, your current legal representation is in King of Prussia. This is the name our lawyers have on file.
Feldman Shepherd and Granger out of Paley. Feldman Shepherd is at 1845 Walnut, 21st floor.
Okay, well, you might want to correct that because a quick summary on I thought would potentially help your group if you were using him, that the Supreme Court on December 20th ordered suspended for 6 months, retroactive to the date of June 6, 2005, the date of his temporary suspension, as recommended by the disciplinary board. The disciplinary report said Cox was convicted of 3 counts of tampering with public records or information in connection with notarizing signatures signed outside of his presence. The report said he also engaged in unauthorized practice while on temporary suspension. Now, maybe it was convenient because I do recognize that he did handle your Chapter 7 bankruptcy proceedings.
He did.
In April of this year, so whether those working relationships were convenient for you to use him, but I would recommend that you don't. And as a side issue, Bill, in the future, probably be best if you would allow someone else to spearhead the issue, of our mismanagement of money, given your recent exorbitant personal credit card mismanagement.